Hey, boys and girls. So today we're going to talk about rhythms. Rhythm is how long or short a note is held. So today's topic is going to be rhythm. All right. And rhythm has to do with the duration or how long something lasts. All right. How long or short a note will last. All right. When you were little, I would say how long or short a note will last. That's how we used to do it. All right. You may want to be wanting to put down some of these ideas on some paper, or you're always welcome to rewatch the video. So here's some rhythm notes that you should already know. And if you don't know them, just jot them down so that you can have them for the future because we will be using this fall. All right, so this first note. Anybody know what this one is? It's a whole note. All right, so this is a whole note. And it gets 4 beats. All right, so it gets 4 beats of sound. So it's ta, ah, ah. It gets 4 beats of sound. Now, every note has sound, but every rest has silence. So I'm just going to draw a little line down here. So these are what makes sound. And over here, we're going to make silence. And this is a whole rest. All right. And a whole rest gets 4 beats of shh. So when I see this in a measure, I'm going to go shh, 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 shh. So this is a whole rest, and it gets 4 beats of silence. The difference between these two, this one gets sound, this one gets silence. Now let's go to the next one. Okay, this is called a whole note because it gets 4. The next note is called a half note. It is half of 4. So watch. This is a half note. A half note equals 2 beats. And we say ta for that one. That's a half note. Now, a half rest looks very similar to a whole rest, but it's only half full, so the hat goes up. And again, you can be writing these down in a notebook or on a dry erase board, whatever you want to do to help you remember these. So this is a half rest, and it gets 2 beats of shh. So when I see this rest, in my mind, I'm going to think shh, shh. And this is called a half rest. Whole note gets 4 beats. Then this is half of 4. So what's half of 4? 2. Look, we did a little math. All right, next. Whole note, half note, quarter note. Now, this one's the one I taught you. Oh my goodness, the very first note I taught you. This is a quarter note, and it gets 1 beat. Quarter note, and it gets 1 beat of sound. A quarter rest is what we sometimes call the fancy Z or the lightning bolt. So I go like a Z, then I put a tail on it, and this gets 1 beat of silence. So remember, these are getting sound, and these are getting silence. They still count. It's just they count for being quiet, being very quiet. So this is a quarter rest. And when I see it, I say shh. When I see this, I say ta. Okay? Whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note. Now, I've taught you an eighth note a couple of different ways. I've taught it to you where they're being together, and I'm going to make sure that you know today that they can be by themselves with a little flag. So this is how we have been learning them in the past. This is an eighth note pair, all right? And you say T, T when you see this. Each one of these is only worth a half. Now, if a composer is someone who writes music, if a composer wants just to have a note that is only held for half a beat, not TT, but just T, they would draw it like this, and a flag and the darkened in circle. That by itself is only worth half a beat. All right, and these are called eighth notes. Eighth notes, and we say T, T, and this will just be T. Doing good so far? There is an eighth rest, and singers, when we see the eighth rest, that means to take a breath. Usually, it's only a half a beat, so we have enough time to grab a breath. If you decide in middle school that you want to play a wind instrument or a brass instrument, that's going to be another great time to grab a breath of air to be able to continue. An eighth rest looks like a fancy 7. All right, and this still, it only gets half a beat of silence, and it's an eighth rest. All right, I will take a picture of this and I will post it in our classroom, our Google Classroom, so that you can look at this at any time. Sorry, I see I've gone a little slanted, but I probably would have done that on the dry erase board at school anyway. So this is what we're going to be studying for the first couple of weeks of music. Make sure you are putting this deep, deep, deep in your brain. Like I said, all of this so far should have been a review. Those of you that are fifth graders, 16th notes are coming up. So you guys should already know those. Those are the tiri tiri. And fourth graders, I'll be explaining those as well. If you're new to Elkhorn, don't worry. We've reviewed everything. You can catch up, or you might be ahead of us. But I doubt it, because we're really smart at Elkhorn, and we stay on top of things. Boys and girls, super important. If you get lost, rewatch the video. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Miss Lyles is out.